When I say the secret word good, what comes next? Good? Yeah, you are right. Okay, so now I'm starting my stage with, are you sure you are the CEO? Maybe I should speak to someone older. Or, you sure you can make key decisions? And at the same time, they will tell me, can I speak to the man who is actually working in your company for quite some time? Man, quite sometimes. What is this stereotype is having here? And I definitely will tell them, I'm sorry, you can. Because currently you are speaking right now is the CEO of the company. And not to mention, she was also one of the world youngest recipients for a World Excellent Woman. And I'm Jowin Goh. Then, people set a different set of assumptions. They assume you must be very excellent because where you are today. They assume you are someone who born in an affluent society. They assume you are someone for a good school with a good result. And they again assume you must be someone who actually study abroad without thinking like your parents will straight away say, oh, you have to go abroad and study. This is what people usually assume. And to be fair, I'm actually from a working family and I was born in JB, live in KL. I studied 8 schools throughout my life, when average for a Malaysian should be 3 to 4 schools throughout the education journey. I transferred thrice, so if you are a transfer student here from different campus, I'm here with you. I know how's the feeling of you couldn't fit into the gap, but it's okay, that is just a process. And what's better than that is, I'm never an A student. Who is never an A student before? Make some. Yeah, never an A student, okay? I scored 4 C's in my UPSR, and that being greater is, I scored D for my PT3s, which is a lower secondary exams in Malaysia. D for my Malay. And what got even worse is, I failed my Mandarin and math. From a Chinese Asian family, you know that failing Mandarin and math could be like, boom! Because Chinese wouldn't accept that. Mandarin is our mother tongue. Math should be our strength. We shouldn't fail that. That thing is really bigger deal than you winning a Lamborghini for a Chinese Asian family, if you couldn't imagine. I failed it, but my mom was very different. She took a very different approach, as in, she said, it's okay. Because what she told me is, attitudes matters more than results. It's just how you actually react to it, how you actually react to the failure. As opposite to most parents will do, my mom sent me to less tuition centers. And I'm being happy because I have more time to play already. And that being said, so here I welcome my first life turning point of my life, which is I scored this result. Many A's, right? You guys must think that is the dream score. I got 3 A's and 5 A's, which makes into 8 A's. But when I showed this report card to my mom asked me, Wing, how come you have a C in your English? C in an English for an international school, you know what that means? How can you score A in everything but your English still so bad? And that's me. And that's how my mom reacted to me. But the story from here is I wanted to tell you, result was one of the capabilities I had when I was young, when I was in my 70 years old. This result is capability that leads me to choices. I'm able to think bigger because I got this result, because of this turning point. And from there, I dream very big. I tell my mom, I wanted to go to LSE. I tell my mom, I wanted to study abroad for 3 years. But guess what? I actually got rejected. Who do you think I got rejected from? Do you think I got rejected from the school admission because LSE is apparently the top 50 schools in the world? Or you think I will get rejected from my mom? Who thinks I get rejected from the schools? Claps your hand. Okay, the truth is, I never even put in my admission application. I got rejected from my mom. My mom told me, you study business only, why you want to go so far? Why do you want to spend so much money? But rejection didn't stop me from dreaming. This didn't stop me for having the dream to go abroad. And this doesn't stop me for not speaking in TEDx today, even I have a C when I was 17 years old. With that being said, I achieved, cannot go to the LSE, pick a substitute lah, so Nottingham lor. Here's where I am, okay? I lived in the UK when I was 22 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and I got a scholarship. But the scholarship was not because I was a first-class student. Weird, right? I'll tell you later why. And today I get to speak in a TEDx stage. I achieved all of this But who thinking all of this is very good? Right? All of you must think it's very good. But the journey was actually very harsh. Why do I say so? I achieved all of this because of my resistance, because of my persistence, and also at the same time constantly knowing what is the purpose of my life. It wasn't that great because starting from a straight A students, I call it straight A's, even if there's 1C, and coming into Nottingham, it's like legend meeting legendary. You guys know the meme, right? The Spider-Man meme where you have a lot of people looking at each other, they are the same. In Nottingham, it's really that way because our entry requirement is kind of high. If you are from Nottingham, you should know that. And everyone was a legend. And with my kiasu mentality, which means I can't lose, I feel like I deserve a better thing. So I transferred myself when I was in my year 1. I transferred out from Nottingham. Then I go to a UOL program because you guys should still remember my LSE dream. I transferred myself there. And guess what? This challenge, I actually failed. I failed it very badly. That I only got an average of 62.2% from UOL program. This thing actually hits me a lot. You can imagine you was a sprinter, but suddenly wake up next day, you couldn't sprint anymore. Or you are a Dota player, and next day you just can't play Dota anymore. This thing hurts me very badly. What do I mean is, I was super stressed, I was unhappy, and my face was full of acne. It's that bad that I start to questioning myself. Why my dream is not as beauty as I think? Did I make the wrong choices of my life? What can I do about it? And this leads me to 2 choices. The first choice would be actually go into it and asking myself why I couldn't be an A student again. I start from fail, I go to A, and then why I couldn't go back to A anymore. In Chinese, we call this 钻牛角尖, where you are thinking around the corner, or to actually accept who I am. And with this being said that, I accept who I am. I accept I am no longer a star. I accept myself to be reset, means start from zero, throwing everything away, throwing all my achievement away, and have a newborn. And I start again. I start again by thinking why at first I wanted to go to the UK and study. Is it really because of the fame? Or is it because I wanted to challenge myself? And then I realized I wanted to go to UK is to test out my independence. Because right now here, I'm so close with my family will be like, nah, you cannot do this, you cannot go there, you cannot go. So I couldn't explore myself. I wanted to test out how good am I if I'm independent and how much world I could see when I'm there. And being that said, on 23 years old when I was in the UK, I traveled 10 countries in 10 months. And I also graduated from a master's degree. Fast forward for today, what I'm telling you is life was actually a journey. And today, I'm a CEO of a 20 years old SME company. I often get questions like, how's it like to be a CEO? A CEO, is it 5 a.m. you wake up, 6 a.m. you work out, 8 a.m. you go to work, and then you join meetings, and you check off from work at 6 p.m. Who think a CEO is like that? Give a clap. Well, that's a very stereotyped CEO because our life isn't a Netflix. It's not always that consistent. And being a 20 years old company CEO means that I have to attend award ceremony with nobody actually know how many sweat and tears I put into. And it also means I have to nail my 15-minute pitch with nobody knows your team actually pull all-nighter for a 50 pages report. 50 pages, 15-minute pitch. 50 pages, 15-minute pitch. And this pitch has to be pitched in front of Raja Muda Selangor, the Crown Prince of Selangor, at the same time CEO of Matrade and CEO of bank. I couldn't fail it. If I fail, my team's efforts gonna go into the drain. And being a CEO also means that you are a spokesperson of the company. SME means you don't have budget for a PR company lah. So being in Malaysia context, you really have to be very, very, very aware of what you are speaking and what should not be speak. And also, you get to travel with all your expenses covered. When expenses covered, what comes with the next word? Any finance people in the room? When you got expenses, then you got budget. Your finance team will always give you a budget, you cannot spend that much. So that also means that sometimes the CEO has to stay in a budget hotel as well as traveling in economy class. Also have to be my own hand carry man that carry 35 kgs of samples all over to a new country just for exhibitions. So that's the life of being a CEO, where I call it chief of everything. You are basically everything of the company. Because it's so small that you couldn't actually find someone to specialize in anything. So whenever there's someone's gone in a company, you just have to fit in directly. So I call it CEO, chief of everything. And that also means that I got the privilege to work on call, because I believe everyone here would have a doctor dream, right? I work on call just like a doctor without a white coat and a doctor in front of my suffix. When there is a problem, I just have to solve it. When I'm on holiday, I cannot be like most workers, they just off their phone and just chow. No. I have to be on call, and this is me taken by my friend when I was on a holiday. And being a CEO also means that you're gonna listen to judgment, because people are gonna judge you whether you're drinking a Zeus or you're drinking a Bacha or you're drinking a Starbucks. They just love to judge. And they judge me for being said that, where are you? Sounds like you're so busy, you're flying here and there, just like a continuous travel journey. And at the same time, they judge you for being, you must be very happy. They tell you must be very happy because you are the CEO and you are so young. You have to be happy. And at the same time, in contrast, they judge you, why are you so stressed? All these things comes together. As a CEO, you have to be ready to be judged up, down, left, right. Whatever you do, people will just judge you. Not just inside your company, they will judge you. Outside, people will still judge you. And what I could say is, whatever you see on social media, especially for busy people, it's just what they wanted to show you. Like at the start, I just wanted to show you that I'm great, but there's a journey beneath it, just like a tip of iceberg. Whatever you don't see is just effort on behind. And whatever you see I'm on travel on a continuous thing, is not true, because I just posted when I'm free. And at the same time, if I was being happy, all this short-term happiness thing wouldn't come in. McDonald's exists for 4 decades, since 1879. Jellycat, anyone the fans of here? Okay, I'm one of it. Yes, it exists, because when you're buying it, it makes you feel happy. And at the same time, Pop Mart do exist. I have employee coming into me that, boss, can I take leave because I want to go and queue for my Pop Mart? These things exist because happiness wouldn't always come in with whatever you achieve. There's short-term happiness to actually boost your happiness up. And at the same time, stress, this is really normal. Because stress could be nailed down to simple, short questions like, what do you want to eat for lunch? It's just that you don't feel that stress. And for stress, I only have 2 words to give you, is to face it. Start doing something. Start talking to someone. Then your stress will eventually reduce. And at the same time, having your support system right. I have my support system right, as in I have someone to go in and run to. They are my rubbish bin. They will accept for whoever I am. And I take this opportunity to thank my family and my partners and also friends here. Thank you so much. A part of this negative judgment, I will get positive judgment like, wow, young woman, you are so young. Are you sure you are in your early 20s? When I stand up here, who think I'm not in my early 20s? Raise your hand. Wow, so good. Everyone think I'm in my early 20s. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I'm in my early 20s, and I actually turns from this girl to this girl behind. And that being said, it's very important for you to be very professional, and very important for all of you to really nail your dress code. Why do I say that? I know that T-shirts and jeans looks cool, but sometimes you just have to be professional. And investing in a professional suit like this, or tailored, it actually worth a lot. Because this suit has been following me since my first commerce to be a CEO up till now, and I still treasure it. So nail your dress code. Next, have your own worldview and stand by through reading it. What do I mean by that? Worldview means it could be simple statements like Burger King and McDonald's, which do you prefer? And if you prefer localizations, there's no wrong. If you prefer globalizations, there's no wrong. But this worldview could help you to end your conversation not so cold. Because in Malaysia, I ask people, how are you? And then they tell me, I'm fine. And then they just laugh. So you can go up there and ask you, what do you prefer? Which coffee do you prefer today? And then start talking about it. And this will build through, the points and perspective will build through reading. Reading is very important. I've been reading since 15 years old. I'm reading about successful people's story. And that is why it makes me today. But by today, I'm still reading it. Continue build up your knowledge database through reading, through looking into videos, medias, and stuff. But at the same time, never second guess your own ability. I have people that is very old and come into my room and say, hey, Jowin, you should do this and that. I will tell them, yes, I will think about it. I wouldn't let them second guess me. Because whatever they tell me, I will just be like a sponge, be like a SpongeBob. I absorb everything they tell me and actually filter it through my own system and then improvise it onto my strategy. And that's how I actually functions. Being a sponge is the most important skills that I had, and people actually praise about it because I'm not arrogant and I'm not ego. Never let yourself putting yourself too high. Because sometimes you just don't know, like coming into Nottingham, Spider-Man, everyone is the same. So I'm actually learning from them as well. Being a sponge is important, and I would like to close this story with dream with persistence. Remember, I was a kid that actually got C, D, and I failed F, but I still got straight A's if you're in your education journey. And for my working, I actually got a lot of decline from my management team whenever I wanted to change something. But even being that said, I'm here today. Thank you so much.